Hey guys, it's Nathan. Welcome back to day 81 of 1 Year with me. I'm going to do something a bit different today because I just wrote something on Facebook not too long ago, and I feel like that accurately sums up my thoughts, not only today but lately, and I just want to read it. So, it might be a lot of me looking down because I'm going to read it from my phone so I can actually see it, rather than looking this way and reading it at my computer, but I feel like I needed to share this because this is how I think, unfortunately. Life is so freaking weird. I know that it can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. To some, that's a short and simple saying about how strange things can happen in our lives. To others like me, it's a very, very loaded statement. The way I think about things is different to most people because, in my opinion, I think too much about it. So, before we were born, there were billions upon billions of years where the universe went on, creating and destroying and forming and expanding, and we didn't get to see any of it. Trying to remember back that far, and there's nothing there. We can't remember before we were born because we weren't born yet. We can't remember. We weren't there. You can't explain it, but there was just nothing. Like, that's the literal definition of nothing. We can't remember it. It's not there. There's no black, no white. It's just there. There's nothing. But after we're born, we're thrust into life. We go and we go and we go for however many years until we die. We don't know when we will, or how we will, or why, or what comes next, but we do. In the meantime, we have these days and these nights and these years and seasons, and we start forming these memories and go through these changes, and that makes us a person. And all the while, there are about 7 billion other people doing the exact same thing, with some dying and some being born every day. But to put it in perspective, we aren't all that huge in the universe. As Matt Smith said as the 11th Doctor, this is a quote from an episode, "This is one corner of one country, in one continent, on one planet that's at the corner of a galaxy, that's the corner of a universe that is forever growing and shrinking and creating and destroying and never remaining the same for a single millisecond. And there is so much to see. And the saddest bit is, we won't get to see almost any of it outside of pictures taken by a fancy telescope. All of us reading this were born likely far too soon for us to ever see that happen. But back to what I said before, one day we die. Which is weird in itself because the way most people think, death isn't something that happens to you, it's something that happens only to other people. Not me, I can't die, I'm living my life. That's how people think. We don't think about it. Even if they don't admit it, that's how they think. And personally, as I've said here, I'm terrified of dying. I wasn't raised as religious, so I don't really have any idea of what's waiting for me when I'm done. But eventually it's going to happen, and when that time comes, what's going to happen? Is there nothing for us similar to before we were born? What about our memories that we spent literally a lifetime making? Can we access those? Is there a heaven, a hell, a god, or multiple gods? How long do we remain in the afterlife? Do we stay there forever? Even on top of life, that whole concept is so much more to think about. We don't want to die, and yet we don't want to live forever because there's no end to it. It's forever. Never ending, never stopping, forever. So, what's the medium? The happy medium is living a long, loving, wonderful, and incredibly impossible life. Someone said it best along the lines that the only thing we can be certain that we know is that in reality we know nothing. We don't know about life. Why it happens, how it ends. We don't know if there's anything else out there in the universe. We don't know what's at the edge of the universe, what it's expanding into, or where it came from, or who made it. We think we know, but we don't know we know. Anything could change at any time, just as it has for billions of years before us, and as it will for billions of years after us. It's impossible for us to know. But yet we're all impossible, and here we are. You know, we are impossible. As far as we know, we're the only self-aware species in the entire universe. And that's incredible. And that's why life is so freaking weird. So, to wrap it up, as I said in the post, it's just some random, slightly depressed thoughts from me. This is what happens when I'm alone. And this is what depression can do to you. I'm sorry if that bummed anybody out. I didn't mean that. I just hopefully think it'll let you guys think a little bit about life. And if anyone wants to talk, not about anything in particular, but just talk, please talk to me. It helps me avoid stuff like this. Thanks, guys, very much for watching. Please subscribe to follow the journey and check me out on Facebook if you want to keep up. And like always, I'll see you guys tomorrow.